Shalom, shalom. Giving all honor and praises to the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shai. We are the Battle Axes of the Most High coming to you on another Wednesday class. The name of the class is called Love Thy Nation. You know, before the cameras came on, we were talking to the congregation, just kind of looking at things and getting ready for the kingdom. Because when we make it to the kingdom, the love for the nation is going to have to be there. The love of the nation is going to have to be there. Yeah, I looked that thing up on YouTube. Yeah, we just messed with you. Look it up on YouTube.
What?
Love Thy Nation.
Oh, I thought you said neighbor.
Neighbor.
Nation.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Nation, neighbor, one and the same. Yeah, we had to take a small intermittent break for Benaniyah.
Alright,
You good? This is what the Most High commanded us to do, man. And this is something that we should be having our mindset, man, on all the time. This is how the Most High expecting us to live. Let's go to John chapter 15 and verse 10. John chapter 15 and verse 10.
The book of John, the book of St. John, chapter 15, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
So, it was saying that if we keep the Most High God's commandments, that's how we abide in His love, man. That's how we show Him that we love Him, man. We don't.
Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in His love.
Said even as He have kept His Father's commandment and abided in His love, man. We don't.
These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you.
Because this is what we want to have, the joy that remained in us. Because while we upon the curses, because we didn't reverence our God with joyfulness and gladness of heart. These are curses that the Lord said we was going to do in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46 through 48. We didn't, in the deadlock scriptures, is Deuteronomy 28 and 47. We didn't reverence the Lord with joyfulness and gladness of heart. So if we abided in God's love, which is His law, statutes, and commandments, then we'll have the joy in our hearts, man. Read.
And that your joy might be full.
That our joy might be full. It didn't say will be, He said might be full. Because guess what, brothers and sisters of mine sometimes do waver. Read.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another, as I have loved you.
He said, this is my commandment, that ye love one another. This is Christ talking to us, man. So, is that Christ saying it by Him saying it Himself, or is that the Most High God saying it?
Most High God.
It's the Most High God saying it, because Christ is what? The Word of God. So if Christ saying, if He's telling you something literal, yeah, this is what I'm telling you, that means the Most High God told Him to tell you this. Read.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another, as I have loved you.
Mm-hmm.
Greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Yeah, that's no greater love than this. People that give their whole life for their friends, man, for their family, for their kinsmen, man. This is what Christ did for us, man, as a nation of people. So how in the hell we ain't gonna come back as a nation of people to let Him be the king over us all, man? That's a sad thing that brothers and sisters, we can't get ourselves together enough that we can go back to going back to being a nation. But it said greater love had no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend, man. And that's what Christ called us, man. Called us friends. Matter of fact, go ahead.
Oh, I was talking to Bruce, man, and there be brothers out here who Torah only or against camps or any of these kind of nonsense. Those people don't love their people, man. You do not love your nation of people if you can't gather with your people, because you a selfish nigga. I'm just gonna call it what it is. You don't want nobody to say nothing to you. You don't want no order. You don't want no authority to go over you. That's why they go against Christ. That's what it boiled down to. If you love your people, you come together and you work this stuff out. Like we've been have to work this stuff out. That's how you do that. You don't say, them camps, them brothers, them people, the congregation, I gotta do my own thing. Then you just a selfish nigga.
That's it.
I'm just gonna call it what it is. Because when you give up that selfish, that's how we acted in the world. But when you give up that selfishness, yeah, it's gonna be some heartache. Yeah, it's gonna be some madness. Yeah, we gonna be mad at each other. Yeah, we gonna have some fighting. Ain't that what a family do? Do you leave your family because you got into it with your pops? Do you leave your family because you got into it with your brother? You don't.
And when do a family ever not fight? When do a family ever not love on each other? And first and foremost, and the last of all, when do a family ever stop forgiving each other?
Come on, man.
When? They don't. This is how a nation comes together, because the Most High God expecting us to come back as one nation, one voice, one sound, one mind, with one king, man, and one God. He don't expect us to do nothing else more than that, man. That's all He's expecting us to do.
Then He gave us the key. Was that Matthew 12? When He said, "This is my mother and my brothers." This is spiritual. This is how you supersede and go to the next level. Yeah, in our families, that's flesh and blood. And you have that forgiveness for them, for your mama, because she flesh and blood. But when we get to the spiritual, your family extends further than that. It's not just about your mama. It wasn't just about Christ's mother. So if He had do that to His own mother and brothers, that's the example right there. That this is bigger than flesh and blood. Like we already know, this is spiritual.
Big con on that. It's a big con on that. Read verse 13 again, out.
Verse 13. Greater love had no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Let's go get what this friend is talking about, man. Let's go to Matthew chapter 22 right quick. It started at verse 11. Now this is Christ telling us to go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as we should find to be into the marriage. We gotta be it in both bad and good, man. And after He told us to be it in both bad and good, this is what He said next. Read that out.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 22, verse 11. And when the king came in.
So now when Christ came in, read.
To see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
And so He seen a man that didn't have a wedding garment on. I know some brothers' Bible got their precept on it. That's Revelation 16 and 15. If you don't have it in your precept arsenal, man. Or Psalms 132 and 9. Read on up.
And he said unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment?
So now He calling them friends. He said, how you come in here not having a wedding garment on? He calling them friend, man. Guess what? The same way he admonished a friend to build a friend up, the same way He gonna throw that same friend into the lake of damn fire too, for him not listening. Read.
And he was speechless.
And he couldn't say nothing. Read.
Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot.
See, did Christ just call him friend? But then He told the same thing. He told him to go grab his friend and bind his hand and foot, man. Read.
And take him away, and cast him into the outer darkness.
Read.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. He said,
many are called, but few are chosen. The same friend He was telling them about, that He laid His life down for. So Christ said, I laid my life down to y'all, for y'all, because y'all my friends. But I'm about to, guess what, some of these friends, I'm about to put in the lake of fire too. Because some of these people are not friends, guess what? They become enemies. Frenemies. That's what that is. Straight. Because when you go against Christ, you antichrist. Point blank period. There's many antichrists in the world right now. If you go against the scripture, you antichrist.
Class coming soon.
That loop, huh?
Class coming soon.
Let's go back to John chapter 15, man, verse 14. No, verse 13. We're going to read that again. I want to get some more of that. Read down.
The book of St. John, chapter 15, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Greater love had no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you.
So now he's explaining what his friends is, man. He said, you are my friend if you do whatsoever I command you, man. Whatever the Father commands you, that's how you become a friend of Christ. That's how you become friends in the truth. By us keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. Not because you make me feel good because you can tell some good ass jokes. Not because you're cute or because you're pretty. And not because, guess what, you can put the best fringes on clothes. It don't make you your friend. But what make your friends, guess what? You keep the law, statutes, and commandments. I keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You keep me in order, and I keep you in order. That's how we become friends. That's how we stay friends for so long, because that's how our relationship is. Guess what? I don't give a damn if he got to call me and cuss me out to tell me something. Guess what? I received it, and I do the same damn thing for him too. And that's how we always be. He never not played with me concerning this Bible. We can laugh and talk all day long. His brother have never played with me one time concerning this Bible. He said, "Oh no, you know, I'm finna tell you what this Bible say." And so if he had to rebuke me, I take it. Same way back for him.
Vice versa.
That's how we become. I haven't been around this man this long and not. Come on, man, stop. How are we gonna be friends in this truth when we don't have the Bible in between our friendship? How you gonna be married to? How you gonna be married to a wife? A husband be married to a wife, and a wife be married to a husband, and they don't rebuke each other concerning this Bible? How? It don't work that way. Guess what? That's love too. Every sound that you hear is love. Guess what? It smile for you right now, but it ain't always easy for you either. It ain't no joke when it comes to it's the whole point that I'm making. It's no joke when it concerning the Bible. People think this thing is a joke. You can go right out there and die. Go right out there and your mind will snap. You go in front of a car and get killed. You just laughed over a whooping. Now you getting killed by a car.
Right.
Come on, man. Stop playing the game, man. It's all good, man. Read on now.
Henceforth I call you not servants. For the servant knows not what his Lord doeth.
He said, the servant knows not what the Lord do. All right, little man, we got you. We got the pitch. We got the pitch. You be all right. Yeah, we know. We know, little man. Read on.
But I have called you friends.
But he had called us what?
Friends.
He said he called us friends, man. Read.
For all things that I have heard of my Father,
Mm-hmm.
I have made known unto you.
He said all things that he heard of the Father, he make known to us. How did he make known to us? This. Everything you hear of the Father, he make known to us through this. Read.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
Read that again, man.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
Because ain't never one of us, we had our own will, we wouldn't even choose him.
Come on, man.
If we had our own, it's living proof in the Bible showing us that we was the same one. We can go get there. That's these simple precepts. Brothers and sisters had these in their arsenal, man. Matter of fact, we're going to go get there. Matthew chapter 23. We'll go get it right now. In verse 29. That's why Christ said, you ain't chose me, I chose you.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 23, verse 29.
Read.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
He said, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees. Now, people read this, they thinking that they talking just about the scribes and Pharisees. But, Negro, if you got an ear, you so-called black and Hispanic, Native American, let you hear. Read.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
Hypocrites, man, read.
Because ye build the
Tombs.
Because you build the tombs of the prophets.
He said, we built the tombs of the prophets, man, read.
And garnish the sepulchres of the righteousness.
And they cut off the sepulchres of the righteousness, man, read.
And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers.
So, cause guess what? Now you can't tell me everybody read this Bible when they ain't said the same damn thing. If we would have been in the days of our fathers, You can't tell me every one of us that read this Bible ain't said this. But we said we ain't no scribes and Pharisees, but you a damn lie. You a damn lie. 99% of us are scribes and Pharisees, man. Or Sadducees. Or Enochs.
Or the ones that wanted to kill Christ.
Or the ones that wanted to kill Christ. Said if we'd have been back in those days, I would have never did that. Yes. Guess what? You reading about your damn self. Some of us is reading, guess what? We was some of them wicked ass, like, damn, that man wicked as hell. And guess what? The Most High God looking down at you like, yeah, fool, you read straight about yourself. Read.
It said, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
So we said to that man, we would been back there, man, I would have never did this back there against them people. I wouldn't have been in partaker of the blood of the prophets. I would have never did that. Read.
Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves.
Read that again,
Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves.
Boy, this Bible says, I'm talking about, it say what it say. That Bible say exactly what it say. You witnesses unto yourself. So when you reading these stories, you like, dang, I can't believe he did that. Yeah, now you can't believe he doing it because you probably was the ones there that was in there doing it because you can't believe that stuff happened. Guess what? You witness unto yourself. That's something you need to be checking in your spirit, man. Read.
Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which kill the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your father.
So he said, man, you the children of these prophets, man. You the children. You think. So he killed like the children don't have to pay. The children don't pay. Come on, man. We're gonna keep on keeping it basic, man. Read on, Rob.
Ye serpents.
Most High call us serpents, man. Read.
Ye generations of vipers.
We call us generation of vipers, man. Read.
How can ye escape the damnation of hell?
He said, how can you escape the damnation of hell, man? This is how the Most High God look at us, man. Because we been doing, because we these generation. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to Isaiah chapter 14 right quick.
And it's easy to understand why the Most High look at us like that. How do you look at our people in the state that they in? You know what I'm saying? How are we looking at our people or at ourselves on how we used to act before we came into the truth? And how do we look at our people that's not in the truth right now? So multiply that by, I don't know what number, but the Most High got way more right to be mad at us than we do.
For real. Read that up. Isaiah 14 and 21.
The book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their father.
So now you prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquities of your father. So I guess if we were looking at the Bible, man, I wouldn't be partakers of the. He said, but the Most High God said, we the children of no father. So now he's saying in Isaiah, we got to prepare slaughter for the iniquities of our fathers. Ain't we not paying for these things? Well, the Bible just talk, man. Read.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
So, but we know Esau did this. So guess what? So now, as we paying for ours, so guess what they doing now? They're finna pay for theirs next.
Yep.
When they talking about we got next, they got next too for slaughter. They got next for slaughter. We serving out our slaughter right now. That's why they killing us in the street and can get away with it. We was a generation of vipers that the Most High God called us. Guess what? Now we getting away from being a generation of vipers.
Let me read this precept right quick, just to let everybody know that the Most High is gonna do what He say, because He's a balanced and just God, right? Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is His delight. So if anybody think that Esau ain't finna have to pay for the atrocities that he have committed on this earth, think again, because that'll be unbalanced to the Most High, and that don't make no sense. Just like people thinking Esau gonna get the kingdom, that's unbalanced. He already got a kingdom. The Lord said Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of the one that followed. That's balance.
Big con on it. Let's go back. John chapter 15. Yeah, they got to pay. They got to pay. No matter how it goes. Read that up. Chapter 15.
The book of St. John, chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you.
And he said he ordained us, man. Read.
that ye should go and bring forth fruit.
Read.
And that your fruit should remain.
Read.
That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name,
read,
he may give it to you.
So guess what? He gonna give it to you. But again, once you lay them fruits up, he expect your fruits to remain. That's the fruits for you, what you do. The things that you do. Guess what? I stopped smoking, he expect me to keep on stop smoking. I stopped horning sisters out, he expect me to keep on stop horning sisters out. These are the fruits that we got to remain. So when we change these things in our life, and we get these fruits remaining, and he see that these fruits remain, guess what he do? Okay. Now when you ask the Father, he give it to you. But when those fruits don't remain, he can't give you nothing. He ain't finna give no child that's always wicked something. What father gonna bless the child that's wicked? Guess what? You might, all the stuff that you would have done for him, you probably do a quarter of the stuff because he just won't do it. You ain't gonna cut him off completely. Just like the Father, which is heaven, he ain't cut us off completely. We in captivity, and we still can go around as we want to go. But we not realizing that we in captivity. And it's something that we have to get our mindset that we still literally are in captivity, man, in this planet, on this earth. And he expecting us to get a better understanding on how we do things because this is how he expecting us to roll, man.
That go into 1 Kings 8:46 when he tells us to bethink ourselves and the land whether we would carry captive. That's in there specifically for a reason. Not for you just to bethink yourself and then, oh, I'm an Israelite, let me be part of this world. No, he's telling you, remember who you are. Oh yeah, you're in captivity. So we know we in captivity, but our people that don't know who they are don't realize they still in captivity. They think back in 1865 that they got free. But if they got free, then why they doing Juneteenth? The white man freed them years later, which let you know that that's false. That was an illusion. Because if they said it in 1865, then why it took the 1867, 1868 for it to happen down here? Because it's an illusion. They said it and they kept them brothers and sisters in captivity. And then even after they freed them, they still kept them in captivity because they made it so hard for them that they could not do nothing without the white man. So all this is an illusion. We are in captivity.
For real. Let's go to Matthew chapter 22, man, and verse 37. To get us some better understanding on certain scriptures, man. No brothers already broke it down. But we're gonna show you how it had to be broken down again and what it is this going into. Matthew chapter 22 and 37.
The book of St. Matthew chapter 22 verse 37. Yahweh said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Read.
This is the first and great commandment.
So, man, that should always be the first and great commandment. Why wouldn't it not be the first and great commandment? For us to love our God with all our souls and our heart. Why wouldn't that be the first commandment? Read.
And the second is like unto it.
And the second one is just like the first one, man. Read.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Man, look here. The Bible tells us to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, man. What does that even? Why would Christ even say these things, man? Why would he even tell us these things, man? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 13, man. This is one of the reasons why he said these things. To love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 13.
The book of Isaiah chapter 11 verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
Because this is why he's expecting us to love our neighbors, we love ourselves. Because guess what? It was a split in the kingdom. And the same people that we cast off from being the people that want them people to be in our nation, that we call the outcasts, and we call them the Gentiles, these are the same people as our people, man. The 12 tribes that were scattered abroad, man. That's why he expecting us to love our neighbors like this, man. Because people, they talk about Christ and what he came to do and he came to die for, but when have he put the family of Israel back together? They can never explain that. They can never explain the split in 1 King and when they put it back together. Get the top scholar in the universe that think they can come up against the Israelites and explain and show in the Bible one time that Christ came and put the family back together. They can't do it. You can go to all the theological schools. You can go to all the, you can go look in the Hebrew. You can go look in any language you want to go to. But when did Christ ever put the family back together? They ain't got the scriptures to say that. Only way Christ gonna put the family back together, he has to come back. That's the only way. So when he died, he said he died for his nation. Guess what? For his friends, he died to put the family back together again. He didn't die. That's why it said. That's why it's telling us the adversaries. Read verse 13 again.
Verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart.
Because guess what? The envy of Ephraim, the envy of the northern tribe is going to depart, man. Read.
And the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
And he said the adversaries of Judah is going to be cut off, man. Read.
Ephraim shall not envy Judah.
He said Ephraim shall not envy Judah.
And Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
And he said Judah shall not vex Ephraim, man. This is what the scripture's telling us, man. But this is something that our people struggle with. Why do they struggle with? Because guess what? The northern kingdom, they like, what shit? Man, well, Lord, just give it to us. We'll do it. We'll put the family back together. The Lord didn't say he didn't give y'all the glory. He said the tents of Judah gonna wake up first. The tents of, guess what? King came out of Judah, the tribe of Judah. It's no, if you look through all the kings in the Bible, it's not one righteous king that came out of the northern tribe. So guess what? You think the Most High and God didn't try the northern kingdom out? He tried them out. He literally tried them out. They couldn't do it. That's why Solomon said out of 1,000 men, he found one righteous. We've got to start thinking on how the Bible is written and then start really think of what it's literally saying to us, man. That's why it's saying that it said Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Because we got a problem with that too. Well, I can't stand them goddamn messes. I know when I moved down here, that's how a lot of people talk. A lot of people talk. I didn't grow up around northern tribe like that. Because where I'm from, we didn't have that. But when I moved here, well, I see the difference. I seen how the northern tribe and the southern tribe were beefing. I'm talking about they big beef with each other. They really do that. But I didn't know that really went on until I moved here. But then I started seeing, I was like, damn, yeah, they literally do those things, man. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 12, verse 7. Get there, let's read it.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 12, verse 7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah.
So guess what? If it's written like this, then what else hell can we say against these things, man? It's telling us not. It's telling all the other tribes they can't magnify themselves against Judah, man. The tents of Judah, this is what it's gonna be. Why? Because the king coming out of the tribe. Guess what? And he's got to have some respect on it, man. I ain't trying to say Judah just to look down at all now. Why he tell us not to vex them? Why he tell the tribe of Judah don't vex them? Nigga, don't get so high-minded just because the king coming out your tribe. Guess what? You still can't vex them because you're breaking the commandment if you do those things. These are the mindset we supposed to have when we walking in this. Is we walking in the truth or is we not walking in the truth? Let's make these things plain to our people, man. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 22 and verse 37. Verse 30, Matthew 22.
39.
Verse 39, man.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
He said the second is just like the first one, man. We got to love our neighbor, we love ourselves, man. Read.
On these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets.
So we said on these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets. When the hell, how could you squeeze on this is done away with? It said hang. It didn't say it was done. When you hang something up in the closet, does that mean that disappears? That does not. That's just the dumbest crap I ever heard in my life, man. If I hang something up, it does not disappear. You just hung it up. And you got it from off the floor, and you just hung it up. Or you got it from off the bed, or wherever you got it from, and you hung it up. That does not mean that it's over with because you hang something up. Well, I'm trying to tell you, man. People can get so lost, man, in the sauce, man. They really can. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. People can get lost, man. And it's easy to do, though. And it's true. It's easy to do. I was listening to this dude that's, you know, I've been listening to all these people that, you know, they kind of, our brothers and sisters been sick here lately, man. We're trying to help get our brothers and sisters back in shape. So I'm listening to this herbalist dude. He an Israelite. He know he an Israelite. Brother got some good stuff, and he got some, and he got good herbs and everything. But his understanding of the Bible was so far off, it make no difference, make no sense. Yeah, he had understanding of herbs, but you gonna understand all the herbs you want to, man, and you ain't keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments, then it don't mean nothing. Right? 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14 now.
The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves.
It said, shall humble ourselves, man. Read.
And pray.
Mm-hmm.
And seek my face.
Read.
And turn from their wicked ways.
He didn't say just one person. He said their wicked ways. This is talking about a nation of people, man. He said turn from their wicked ways, man. We read.
Then will I hear from heaven. And will forgive their sins.
And not just one person. It said their sins. Guess what? We sin individually, but we sin as a nation too. It is not just a one-way thing, man. We all sin as a nation. Most of our God ain't gonna come back and just pick up. He tried it. He tried it with 8, and he populated the world with 8. Now he finna go with 1/3 of the nation. We gotta start thinking about how the Lord said He gonna make it. He said, and I will forgive their sins. Read.
And will heal their land.
And will heal our land. This is how the Most High God is saying about us as being a nation. This is what we need to get our mind back to, getting back to the nation on how the Lord say a nation is supposed to be. He expecting us to nation build. He expecting us to nation grow. He don't expect us to keep doing the same old thing like as if we just made some up just like frequently. No, He expecting us to come back as a nation. And any brothers and sisters that's not thinking, just is so much hung up on themselves and not thinking as a nation, brothers and sisters, is off. It's off as hell. How he said, read verse 14. Just read it all the way through, man.
Verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, which humble themselves, Shalaki. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land.
And will heal their lands, man. This is simple. This ain't something that they sit up and made these things. Man, this is literally in the Bible, man. Let's go back. Let's go to Psalm chapter 33 and verse 12, man. These things is literally in the Bible. And there's nowhere else to get around these things, man.
The book of Psalms, chapter 33, verse 12.
Read.
Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord.
He said, blessed is the nation. It's talking about a nation of people, man. But blessed is the nation who God is the Lord, man. Read.
And the people whom he had chosen for his own inheritance.
And the people He chose for His own inheritance, man. We know we God inheritance. How? Matter of fact, we can go get it. Sirach 17:17. Brothers and sisters ain't got that down. You can write that down beside it. Sirach chapter 17 and verse 17. If you don't have it down, it's right. You can write it beside it.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
So when the Most High God divided the lands, according to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 8, he set a ruler over each and every individual nation. Every nation had their own rulers. But it still was just one God. Read.
But Israel is the Lord's portion.
But out of all the people that he made upon this earth and all the nations he made, we was his portion. We didn't need no king. We didn't need no manly king, because we got Christ. Has always been our king, because he is the Son of God. Then we got the Most High God. But guess what we wanted? We wanted the judge like everybody else. We wanted the king like everybody else. So we started going through what we went through because we did not listen to our God. But as a nation shall we come back, not as an individual. Yes, you're going to get, guess what? If your individual self do good and you make it through one of them gates, now your individual self going to gather with a nation of people, and we're going to serve one king and one God. That's how that thing go. So now that yourself is being an individual, you made it there. Now you don't know how to love your brothers you love thyself, but you do everything else. How you think you gonna make it in the kingdom? Oh, F that nigga. I ain't doing none of that. F him. Yeah. So I guess you think you gonna make it in the kingdom. It's just not gonna happen that way. You're not gonna make it there in the kingdom. It's not gonna work. Let's go back to Psalm chapter 33 and verse 13. We're going to start at verse 12 again. We're going to read it down.
The book of Psalms, chapter 33, verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord.
Read.
And the people whom he had chosen for his own inheritance.
Read.
The Lord looketh from heaven. He beholdeth all the sons of men.
So you said the Lord looking down from heaven at us, man. Just imagine that, man. We got a God that looks down on us, man, every day. Read.
From the place of his habitation, he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth.
Because why is he looking at on the inhabitants of all the earth? Because he scattered us across the four corners, man. He looking at all these people that's destroyed for a lack of knowledge, and he looking at all the people that's gonna serve him with joyfulness and gladness of heart. He looking at all these things, man, and he looking at all the nation that's ready to come back to him. He's looking at these things. He's not looking just one individual heart to come back as a nation. He's looking at millions. When people say when the Bible speaks of in Zechariah chapter 12, and it's talking about 1/3 of our people gonna make it and 2/3 of our people gonna be cut off. This is not talking about 10 or 15 people. This is gonna be millions. Millions of people that's gonna make it. Millions. I know in Christianity, I heard a dude say this the other day, man. Christianity says it's gonna be the 144,000 people that can make it. So 144,000, only one's gonna make it to the kingdom of heaven. No, they're gonna govern, because that's gonna be Christ's military. You doing what? 144, go over there and see them. 12,000 in each tribe. Take it how you want to take it. And they're going to come bring the pain down. And you ain't going to want to see them. Read on, Up.
He fashioned their hearts alike.
He fashioned what, Up?
He fashioned their hearts alike.
He said the Most High God is. This is what the Most High God doing for us as a nation. Fashioning our hearts alike. This is something that we supposed to be thinking. Because we heard brothers in these different, we heard sisters. I'm just worried about myself, but you got Edomites in your congregation. So he gonna fashion the Edomites' hearts just like ours too, right? Come on, man. They going to slaughter.
Different manner of people.
They going straight to slaughter. They going to, guess what? Captivity, babies' heads dashed against the stones, all the above. This is what's been happening. You can take it how you want to take it. Esau, you want to bring your guns, your drones, come on and shoot us down. You better go on and get it right now. Come on, you might well bring it. Hey, do what you need to do. But I guarantee you gonna pay. You gonna pay. Read.
He considereth all their works.
Mm-hmm.
There is no king save by the multitude of an host.
It said it can't no king on this earth be. I don't give a damn if you got 1 million people around you. Can't no king save you when the Most High God come to visit you. When he send them angels, say, hey, this the list for the day, man. All these people got to go. All these people finna go. When he send that list out, these people finna go. What you think the angels go up and down the ladders for? Go to, matter of fact, hold it. Go to Genesis 28 and 12 right quick. Why you think these angels going up and down the ladders for, man? You think they going down there just to play? Yeah. 28 and 12.
The book of Genesis, chapter 28, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth.
So now, this is our forefather Jacob. He had a dream in Pandoram. Then he had a dream. And the Most High was showing him visions of what the angels do. Read.
And the top of it reached to heaven.
But so now, he's the top of the reach to hell. This ain't the Tower of Babel. This is a ladder. Read.
And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending.
Why were they descending and ascending?
On it.
Why were they descending and descending? Wait, why were they ascending and descending? Because they was coming around here doing the work, man. Why you think Job chapter 1, when Satan said, he asked Satan, he said, where you come from? He said, man, I was just going up and down the ladder, to and fro, in and out the earth. Why was he doing those things? Because he was doing just like the rest of the angels doing. You said they did what wickedness? What'd you say, the Most High God? Because he knows that he can't do nothing if the Most High God don't give the order. If he give the order, your ass got to go. Point blank period. All of us.
Let me read this precept right quick. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Like I say, when he's sending them angels to and fro up and down that ladder, he's sending orders. And can't nobody deliver you out of his hands once he can put that order in on you.
Mm-hmm. Say, what does this look like? Well, this is a list for you, this is a list for you, and this list for you, and this list for you.
It don't matter if you like, oh, I went to school with that brother right there. You gotta go.
He got to go. He got to roll. It don't matter how you roll it. He got to roll.
What you gonna say? Oh no, Lord, this is my boy. Yeah. Then you better go ahead and handle that business.
And you better call him friend. And go cast him into outer darkness. That's what you better do. Let's go to Psalm chapter 33. Start at verse 16.
The book of Psalms, chapter 33, verse 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. Mm-hmm. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength.
It said a mighty man is not delivered by much strength. And we know that because King David was a king amongst kings, man. He was a little child playing amongst lions and bears, man. He wasn't strong. He wasn't strong with no lion and bear, but guess what? He knew what to do to goddamn gonna tame him. He knew, he wasn't afraid, man. Read.
And horse is a vain thing for safety.
And guess what? If you think you can escape with a horse, or you can jump in your car and drive away when the tornado's coming at you or whatever, that's a vain thing to think the Most High God can't get you. Just like a brother, man. We had a brother a couple years back. He get pick his backpack up. He dropped a condom out of his bag. I said, Most High God will kill you through that condom, brother. Hell, you think you gonna do with that, man? You kill your ass straight through that condom. You can't get away from the Most High God. So you wake up, man, the whole backside of your back be raw. Come on, man. What the hell you think you gonna play with God? You think it's, oh, I'm gonna put this condom on and I'm gonna escape the judgment. No, you cannot escape the judgment.
I'm gonna escape that fornication judgment.
Come on, man. What you think you got away with it? Come on, you ain't did a damn thing. Most High God will destroy you. Go set up the brick building. Go build you some caves on the ground like Esau. And go get you many sisters you want to, and just go on here and whore all of them out down in the cave. And you think the Most High God won't bring the judgment on you? Boy, he'll kill all y'all down there, man. You think he's a joke, man? Come on, man. Read, verse 17.
Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
He said a horse. He said a horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver any by his strength, because that's what we know. Horses powerful. They fast too. They can help get away. Guess what? You can get them. You can go get them. You can go get them. What you say? S550. You can go get your Lambo. You can go get anything you think you can get, and you think you're not running the Most High, and he'll destroy your ass. You can't get away, man. Read on up.
Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him.
He said the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him. Read.
Upon them that hope in his mercy.
And from them that hope, it is not just saying one person, it's saying them. Read.
To deliver their souls from death.
And
to keep them alive in famine.
In famine. And to keep us alive in famine. Because we already know what the famine is coming. It's a famine in food and in drink, but guess what? It's also a famine in what? In the word, according to Amos chapter 8. It's a famine coming. We know these things. But how the Most High God keep us alive in the famine? Because guess what? You know what a Sabbath day is. When the famine of the word coming, you know when the Sabbath day is. Guess what, brothers and sisters that study up on the new moon? We know when the new moon is. Brothers and sisters, these are the things that we're supposed to be learning to as a nation. As a nation, these little things, how we stay alive in famine. These are things that the Most High God expecting us to build upon, man. Read.
Our soul waited for the Lord. He is our help and our shield.
He said, our soul waited upon the Lord. He is our help and our shield. We know these things. Why? Because we keep his commandments, man. This is how we know these things, man. Read.
For our heart shall rejoice in him. Because he have trusted in his holy name.
He said, our hearts have, he said, for our hearts shall rejoice in him. And because this is what the Lord is expecting us to come back to, rejoicing in him as a nation. As a nation, he expected us to come back to him to his joyfulness, man. Read.
Because we have trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. So
he telling them, let the mercy be in his hope, man. This is what the Lord is requiring of us to do, man. Go to 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 17. You know, that was pretty tough, man. We sitting up here listening to somebody saying shalom to us. And then after they say shalom, then they say, we said, dang, you must like them Edomites or something. I'm just worried about myself. Okay, we said, okay, you worry about yourself. But when you not worried about your nation, you got a problem. After you turn right back around, you get a group of six Edomites come walking up. And boy, you could have, if they would have raised their feet up, she'd have licked the dust off their feet, man. And they turned around and looked at her like, who the hell is you? They didn't give a damn about her. But the Most High God showed us, like, look at this fool, man. Boy, this is a sad thing. This is how our nation stop. We need to stop loving them. Start loving trusting what the Most High God gave us. A lot of people don't trust the leaders that they got. A lot of people don't trust their wives. They don't trust their children. Guess what? If the children follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, that's something that you should be able to trust in. If your wife follows the laws, statutes, and commandments, that's something that you should be trusting in. Guess what, man? The Lord said, I'm the one that does all these things. So if you got a problem with what they doing, you got to come seek me. A lot of times you won't take it upon, a lot of us, we take it upon ourselves to do what? Well, she not following me. Okay. She's not following the Most High. Well, he's not following the Most High. That's why, well, he's not following the Most High. Who is in control? We got to shake with how we feel. How we feel is, guess what, is not going to get you into the kingdom of heaven. You better do what thus said the Lord against yourself and everybody else. Give a damn if she don't want. Guess what? She don't want to follow you. Guess what? That's her not following the Most High God. Remove how you feel from out the way, and let the Most High God deal with these things, and stop worrying about these small matters, man. Give a damn about who gonna want to follow. Guess what? She not, brother. This is not your fight. It's his fight. We just people we pawns. This is not our fight. The Lord said this is not by might. If it was by our might, guess what? A lot of brothers be busting these women heads and telling them you gonna bring your ass to wherever I go. But we can't do that. Why? Because this is not our fight. Because guess what the Lord said? That's why he sent his son to do what? Tread the winepress alone. He don't need us, man. And how he gonna do it? By speaking God's word and destroying the world.
You just made a great point. He don't need us.
He don't.
A lot of us focus in on some people. Why this person ain't doing this? Why this person ain't doing it? This person ain't doing it. Listen, man. Romans 12:1 say, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. This is all of our reasonable service in here. If this brother don't want to do his reasonable service, who gonna deal with him?
For real.
The Most High God, because he has to bring this reasonable service to the Most High God, not to me. Not to me. I know that the Most High is going to deal with us if we don't do what he tells us to do when we in this truth. To the point that I just gave warning to a family member about a brother that was in this truth that's going off, and I gave them warning in advance. When something happened to this brother, don't be shocked.
Shame.
Because this brother came into this truth and he returned to his vomit like a dog. If that's what somebody want to do, then that's on them.
That's on them.
You ain't got to stress yourself about it. You ain't got to stress about your spouse. You ain't got to stress about your kids. You ain't got to stress about nobody in here. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord.
Another precept, though, you got to think about Matthew 10:34. Sometimes we don't want to let that person go, too. You better stop playing.
That's right.
Sometimes we just can't let wife go. We just can't let son go. We just can't let daughter go. Shit, all along, the Most High saying, I came to set division. So how you gonna stop his play?
Come on.
You finna stop his play? He said he came to set division. What you gonna try to mend? What you got the super bond glue, God super bond glue or something to bring it back together? Sometimes we gotta let things go, man. Let them all. Like you said, it's the Lord's fight, man.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to be trimming your ways for love.
That's right.
You got to do what's commanded thee. Do what's commanded thee, according to Sirach chapter 2. Do what's commanded thee. Read that First Peter's out.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 17. Honor all men.
The Most High God expecting us to honor all men. That means to show respect to all men, man. Read.
Love the brotherhood.
He said, do what I...
Love the brotherhood.
And to love the brotherhood, read.
Fear God.
Fear God, read.
Honor the king.
And honor the king, man. These are duties that the Most High God given us,
It
man.
don't get no clearer than that.
It don't get it, man. And with brothers and sisters not striving to do that, it's a lack of communication with you and your God and your Bible. This is a lack of communication that we have. Psalms 133:1.
The book of Psalms chapter 133 verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
So if the Most High God didn't feel this way about brethren dwelling together in unity, he would have not have put this in the Bible, man. If he didn't feel this way about this, he wouldn't have put this in the Bible. Matter of fact, let's go to Sirach 25:1.
The book of Sirach chapter 25 verse 1. In three things I was brutified.
So He said in 3 things he was beautified, man. Read.
and stood up beautiful,
And stood up beautiful, man. Read.
both before God and man.
And these things were seen before God and men, man. Read.
The unity of brethren.
Read that again, man.
The unity of brethren.
He said the unity of brethren.
The love of neighbors.
Read.
A man and a wife that agreed together.
And a man and a wife that agreed together, man. This is something that we expecting to understand. Sirach 25:1. This is something that the Most High God is expecting for us to give a better understanding, man. And when we don't do those things like that, and we not trusting in our own stock, when we not doing thus saith the Lord, let me show you how these things happen. Go to 2 Kings chapter 20 and verse 13, man. It's King Hezekiah, man, from the northern tribe, man. When you get there, he walked in the time of King Hezekiah, also walked in the time of the prophet Isaiah. So that's why you'll see stories about Hezekiah and Isaiah talking, because Isaiah was the prophet during Hezekiah's time.
The book of 2 Kings chapter 20 verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And Hezekiah hearkened unto them, and shewed them all the things, and shewed them all the house of his precious things, the silver and the gold.
So now, this is after Hezekiah was praying to get out the Assyrian captivity. But then he turned right back around after he got finished praying, showing all the works and wonders of the Most High. He got to praying to the Most High, but then instead of trusting in his own family, trusting in his own stock, trusting in the counsel that Isaiah was giving him, he brought these dang on Babylonians up in his house. And watch what happened, man. Read.
In the spices, in the precious ointment, and all the house of his armor, and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house, nor in all his dominion, that Hezekiah shewed them not.
So guess what? Like, we bringing all these other nations in our congregation, to giving them the password to our YouTube page.
It's a cut right here.
Man, we bringing them in here and we breaking bread with them, letting them show us how we do our feast days, showing us where brothers and sisters live. Imagine if we did this, boy. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Stop playing the games, man. Read, Doc.
Then came Isaiah, the prophet, unto King Hezekiah, and said unto him,
What he say, Doc?
What say these men?
He said, who the hell is these men, man? Read.
And from whence came they unto thee? And Hezekiah said, they are come from a far country, even from Babylon.
So what was the next captivity after Assyria?
Babylon.
Babylonian captivity. He was set, I'm telling you, this thing was set up perfectly. How the Assyrian went straight into the Babylonian captivity because brothers and sisters do not listen. If we don't think nation-minded and we go back to thinking that these other nations can help us out of our situation, we going to go right. But guess what? That's why we got a king that's going to intervene to make sure that don't happen no more. All praise to the Most High God, man. Because if he had to leave it up to us, it would never happen. We'll trust in another nation again, man. Esau getting us all this stimulus, and guess what he do? Esau expecting us to give them the keys to everything we got. But Esau, we got news flash. The king stepped in now, and guess what? We can't do nothing about it. Read.
And he said, what have they seen in thine house?
He so Isaiah asking King Hezekiah, what have they seen in your house, man? Read.
And Hezekiah answered, all the things that are in my house have they seen. There is nothing among my treasures that I have not showed them.
So Hezekiah said, I showed them everything. The other nations, I showed them everything, man. Read.
And Isaiah said unto Hezekiah,
What he say, y'all?
hear the word of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the days come, that all that is in thine house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store unto this day, shall be carried into Babylon. Nothing shall be left, saith the Lord.
So guess what, man? Isaiah gave him an understanding. Like, look, fool, you just put us back. You just put us in Babylonian captivity. You literally just put us. I'm talking about, man. I'm telling you something, man. If you think the Bible don't set up perfectly on give you the understanding on how captivity reign, how we dealt with the other nations, how things set in order, how the Most High God tell us not to deal. But come on, man, you gonna bring Esau in your house, man?
Well, we got Capt putting these Edomites in like.
Well, I'm trying to tell you, man.
I'm getting precept by 1 Peter 1:14. Because it's showing you what not to do. Hezekiah showing you what not to do. Showing you what not to do.
Now,
You don't get the sign.
and the brothers and sisters better have that sign. Look, don't bring them to you. Don't bring them in your house. Don't bring them in your dwelling places. Don't do it.
Read that out.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 14.
Read out.
As obedient children.
As obedient children coming together like-minded, we got to be on the same page, man. We can't have some of these camps want to let these so-called Edomites and things come into our camps and infiltrate. But as obedient children, look, brothers and sisters coming together, read out.
Not fashioning yourself according to the former lust.
According to the former lust, because we all know we used to, at one point in time, I'm pretty sure everybody loved them some old Edomites, man. They had Edomite partner, that's my favorite white boy, that's my favorite friend, he's cool, you know what I'm saying? The former lust, though, that was what, man?
In your ignorance.
That was ignorant. That was ignorance, man. And we still doing it today. Hezekiah showing you proof, man, that it was ignorance, man. You letting anybody into your house, you letting these people from afar come into. That's the same thing right now. You're gonna let anybody in your house see what you got?
Mm-hmm.
Next step is what time he leave. Let's scope him out.
Yeah.
Alright, these was our former lust, man. We used to love us some other nations, boy. We just used to love them, but it's ignorance. It was our ignorance, man.
Well, still do.
Still do.
Let me get a precept.
Go ahead.
Still do. Sirach 12 and 10. I guess King Hezekiah forgot about this verse right here. He never forgot about this one right here. Read that out.
The book of Sirach chapter 12 verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Never trust thine enemy.
And our brothers and sisters ain't reading this right here right now.
Yeah.
What did the Bible say?
Never trust thine enemy.
It's easy to precept upon precept who is our enemies. Everybody. In the Lord, everybody. He just the head of our enemies. But the Lord said, never trust thine enemies. Hezekiah going around letting these Babylonians, they wasn't our friends. Would you go let an African into your house and show them every single thing you got in your house? Read on, huh?
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. Read on.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
That's
Yeah,
the problem.
friends.
Though he humble himself.
That's where our people get tricked every time.
Oh, my father worked just like your father. My grandfather, a white boy. Come on, stop it, man. Stop it.
Man.
Tommy gave me $100. He can't hate black people. His sister likes me. But you'll have them Edomites run around and say, yeah, I got one black friend. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. Come on, that's signals letting you know. But when a white person be nice to us, well, our hearts melt.
Yeah.
You can't get a brother or a sister to go against Edomites if a white person did anything for them.
I knew Rufus 17 hours. He wouldn't do such a thing. And that boy Rufus loved to mess out that white boy. Boy Rufus like, man, that's my white boy right there. That boy 17 hours.
Finish that out.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
To let you know, on the enemy, guess what? It's why he tells don't trust it. Because after you wipe that looking glass, you'll see, damn, there's a whole bunch of rust on his head. Yeah, it sure is.
Because with a lion and hyenas is natural enemies, right? So if one hyena come up to a lion, you know, some kind of abnormal thing that happens, right? Look at it like this, because this is real life. One hyena come to the pride of lions not trying to beat. And they looking at this nigga like, oh, he ain't fighting back or none of that. What they gonna say? Oh, this hyena must be the good ones. Well, all hyenas not bad then, because this one right here ain't trying to fight us. No. Something wrong with that one. And all the rest of them still hate you.
And I seen that, man.
That's just what it is.
I've seen that, man.
Something wrong with them. Cause this is facts. I came up with this on my own. Anybody who don't deal with their own people and want to come over here to America and deal with Esau is a coon. I don't care if they Chinese.
Gone.
I don't care if they East Indian. You sold your people out to come be with the white man.
Yeah.
And that's our people too.
Yeah. And Esau, guess what? You white man, we don't give a damn how you put it. Let's go back to 2 Kings, man.
The damn
Chapter
devil
20,
that the Bible speaks of.
and verse 18. He the devil too. You know Esau that. Bold-faced devil. 20 and 18. So, Hezekiah just told Isaiah, it says, there's nothing that is in my house that I didn't show him.
Nothing.
They came from Babylon.
Nothing. Did he show him in a sock drawer too?
Yeah, he showed them sock drawer. He showed them they had them rolls of, you know how your grandmama, granddaddy give you them old coins, you got them in the little boxes sitting up under the bed. Showed them everything. Daddy pocket watch, you know, money clip, everything. Read it out.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 20, verse 18. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, shall they take away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon.
So who's that going into? That's going into Daniel's. When they was it. Matter of fact, let's go get it right quick. Daniel chapter 1 and verse 7 right quick, man. Gonna end it on that note, man.
The book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 7. Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names.
So unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, read.
For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar.
Belteshazzar.
Into Hananiah.
Uh-huh.
The Shadrach in Meshach.
Mm-hmm.
In Meshach.
Uh-huh.
Into Azariah in Abednego.
Uh-huh. So this Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they got names. They got Babylonian names. So the thing is, the prince of the eunuchs, this is going into the prophecy of what's going on for to happen to Daniel them. I told you, like the Bible sets up one thing after another. It's a setup for one thing to the next thing. If the Bible is one continuous story of how our forefathers lived and how they moved around. And they thought always about what? About the nation. When you go individual, guess what? That's your own self-salvation. Yes, you're supposed to have it, but guess what? At the end of the day, it goes back to a nation. We said I always say follow the law, statutes, commandments. Commandment we're going to go in today is Sirach chapter 11, verse 29. Brothers and sisters that's watching online, thanks for watching the video, man. Like and subscribe to the page, man. Share these videos, man. Help us push the truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Brothers and sisters that engage to the good cause, all praise to the Most High for you, brothers and sisters, man. We say follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So, the commandment we're going to bring out today is Sirach chapter 11 and verse 29. Read that out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 29.
Uh-huh.
Bring not every man into thine house.
Read.
For the deceitful man has many trains.
So he said that the deceitful man has many trains. You don't know which way he'll go. And with that,